another round of chats with Dade and Jude. I'm Dade.
And I'm Jude.
Today we are talking about something I love to do, and I think Jude loves to do it. Sounds very weird already. Let's
And
not
so
make it what weird. What are we talking about, Jude? What are we going to talk about today?
well, today what we're going to talk about is ways we like to pamper ourselves and make ourselves feel pretty. We're finger tapping.
Yeah.
Love that.
Nail massages. Yeah, so pampering. What does pampering mean to you, Jude, when you say I'm gonna pamper myself?
Oh, it's when you get those moments when your disposable income is at a minimum. So you want to make yourself feel good from the outside in, and you just get some home spa stuff and go to town. So for me, if I can claw an hour of peace and quiet, I will do so. And I will lock the door. And typically it's the face.
Yeah.
And I do like a little body exfoliation, but typically I'd like to talk to you today about stuff that I do for my face.
Okay. I may talk about because the routine you just spoke about, I do it every day, I think.
Oh.
I know. So, but we're going to compare routines as well. And we're going to just talk about maybe some tips that we both do or things that we found out as throughout our career. Because as I've got older, I give more about my skin routine. 100%.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yes.
just to be able to cleanse it and make sure it feels smooth. As I've got older, the more products I use.
Absolutely. I mean, we are a marketer's dream, aren't we? At the
We
life
are.
stage that we're at right now.
Yeah.
And
And
to,
whilst we're not product placing, we are going to have a few products that we speak about, but we're not here to promote them. We're just here to talk about them because we love them. So,
and if anybody is listening who is in their 20s or even 30s, now is the time to
start
start.
now. Start now.
Start now, because you'll look just as fabulous as Dave and I by the time you're in your mid-40s.
Okay, so let's start. So, when you pamper yourself, is it how often? How often do you pamper yourself, Jude?
It is difficult to schedule that one, I'm not going to lie, but I do try to dedicate the time at a minimum. You're going to laugh at this, once a month minimum, but I'm trying to get better at it because I am realizing that it's now becoming very much a necessity. Here we have the ring lights and we have the special kind of things that make us look fabulous, but behind
I
the
don't
make
have a ring light. What do you mean ring
oh,
light? But I just look like this without a ring.
this is me. I'm so vain. I mean, I gotta work on it. So I am noticing gravity is taking a hold. Things are happening, and so if I do get that moment for myself, and I'm like I said, trying to make more of those. I number one want to now invest in a facial steamer.
Okay, yes.
I used to have one as a little girl. It would be like one of those kind of things that you would play, you'd fill it up with water, I'd put the lemon juice on at the end. And then I grew out of that, and now they're all the rage again. So I definitely feel like if anybody does have a facial steamer and is using a facial steamer, please share with me what one it is that you're using, because that's my new investment.
And a DIY version of that is not just putting a stove of water on and putting your face over it. No, don't do that.
No, you could do that, but one
Let's
doesn't
not
want to
do that.
advocate that. No.
No.
So for me, it's all about exfoliation. Love a good exfoliation. I love cleansing and toning, and I like to build layers when I do this. So always your lightest moisturizer first, because that absorbs easy and gives you the hydration. And then I like to put a thicker, like snail cream is the new range. Don't know if you've heard about this, or snail poo. Or maybe I'm just late to the party, and maybe this has been going on, but I'm
I'm
telling
sorry, no, stop.
you. Here we go.
Snail poo. Go.
I mean, look, I think it originally came from Korea, and I could be
Okay.
totally wrong here. This is just stuff I've picked up along the way. I am not by any way a cosmetologist and really know what I'm talking about. I just know what works for me. But snail poo, snail cream basically came onto the beauty scene probably about 4 or 5 years ago, but now it's kind of really mass marketed. And I think it originated from Korea, because Korean women have the best skin regime, and a lot of their products are now coming over, especially to America. And I was lucky enough to get a sample of several of these when my husband went to Seoul earlier in this year. So I've been using these products, and they're so good at kind of like evening out your skin tone, reducing like inflammation and redness that you may get, pigmentation that you may get. It kind of neutralizes your skin. And that's about all I can say about snail poo. I don't know how they get the poo. I don't know how the snails poo the poo. I've got no idea about any of this poo stuff.
I think the look on my face is just like I don't know where to start asking.
I don't think you've ever been this quiet in a podcast.
I know, right? I was like, because I was having those
funny.
questions. I'm like, well, how do you get it out from the snail? Do you have snail farms that like are all part of this, or how do then? Is it like what ratio of snail poo is it to like? We will Google this after, and we will put some information in on our Instagram.
Let's go one better than that. Why don't we do a Pampering Part 2 podcast, all the P's, and I will provide another P information on snail poo.
Okay, you can do that. You can do that.
Will you join me though?
Maybe.
It wouldn't be random chats with Dade and Jude without Dade, though, would it?
Just be a blank square here. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So once you've applied your snail poo.
Yep. So it's all about different layers, toning, conditioning, exfoliation, not in that order.
No.
Obviously, it would start probably with the steaming, then the exfoliation, then the toning, then the cleansing, then the hydration. But other things that you may or may not be aware of to create hydration in your face is actually drinking a lot of herbal teas. Making sure that you're drinking a lot of water. Ginseng, green tea.
I do green tea, mint tea, a lot of herbal teas, matcha teas.
Yeah. Green tea is a really good one for antioxidants. Because obviously I'm in my mid-40s. So for me, my needs may be very different and will be very different from somebody who's in their 20s or their 30s or their 60s or their 70s. So I think it's about understanding what your skin type needs and what your the age bracket that you're in will kind of like tailor how you want to do your pampering.
Yeah.
But teas are really good. Rich in antioxidants. Oh, charcoal's another really good one, actually.
I see a lot of products with charcoal, and I'm never sold on them.
Well, I think you should try it.
Especially the toothpaste.
Well, I know. I do think the toothpaste is a bit of a marketing
yeah, like
I don't think that one really does what it says on the tin.
But yeah, charcoal on your face, go. But
charcoal on your face is really good. It kind of pulls out, like, it's really good at clearing your toxins. It pours out your if you get blackheads or white pores, you know, it kind of brings all of the kind of gunky stuff to the surface. And if you're anything like me, do you remember those nose strips that you used to get that you'd stick on when you were younger, and they would like really, you'd have to put water on them and they'd really stick to your nose. And then you'd pull them off.
Yeah. And
they were black.
Yeah.
And then I would look at them in the light and I know, because I was one of those people, by the way, that liked people. I was.
But that's the thing. Do you, when you go, if you ever go for like a facial or things like that, where they just really get in there and you're like, excuse me, that's my face you're trying to squeeze together right now.
But it's amazing. It's because that's
I love it. I love it.
And then it all comes out and they're like squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So
sorry if you've got to skirmish against that, but yeah.
I love all that kind of stuff. Sorry about that.
That's right.
So charcoal's a really good one for kind of cleaning blocked pores and especially if you have oily skin.
Okay.
The other thing I started using, a dear friend of mine for my 40th actually bought this and said, start using this, you'll have no regrets. I'm not going to name drop, but basically what it is it's a microcurrent. So it's like you put a special kind of serum on your face and it kind of helps act the microcurrent that comes from the device that you roll over your face, and it's good for contouring, it's good for lines and wrinkles, and it just
I've got a very good jawline. I don't need contouring.
No, well, you see, you're lucky, darling, but I'm getting a bit jowly here. So
yeah, okay.
I don't know how much these things work, but it does. I do feel like my skin is firmer and tighter.
But that's the thing, is that's when you pamper yourself. You want to kind of look after yourself. You want to be able to kind of do these things and just go, I feel great. I feel wonderful.
Exactly. I mean, even a vitamin C face mask, 15 minutes, you've got that glow.
Vitamin C.
There you go. Come on, let's talk about what you do, because I could go on forever.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, I started to introduce this vitamin C product which we're not, I most will name drop later, but hey, and it's just like a lime juice and things like that. I got recommended to start vitamin C by a drag queen.
Ooh.
I know. Was doing a facial. We were chatting. She's a drag queen, and she's just like, "Hey, I feel you need vitamin C." As soon as I did that, totally changed my skin.
Now,
Yeah.
did you break out when you started using it?
No,
No breakouts.
no, no.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's been really good for me. Um,
Okay.
so as I say, as I've got older, I've added more products and things like that. I love pampering myself. Like if I'm just having a quiet night in still, I will always make myself a bath. It's very much like there's routines and things like that. So I'd have a bath and then I just really I just cleanse my face to begin with. And then I'd exfoliate my face. Then there's this other real micro, I haven't got it here, micro kind of a facial wash as well that really gets into the pores. And I just leave that on for a bit. And then I may do a face mask. And you
I
just
love this.
But then also then on top of that, I use like both bath salts, both in the bath and scrubs.
Yeah.
And I just find it's a great thing just to do, and you just feel very cleansed when you kind of put yourself through that. And then
Yeah.
when I get out, depends on whether I'm going out or not. Always use toner. As soon as I always put toner on. I now use either vitamin C in the day, or I've got this like power strength serum that I use over my face, or I've got a hydro pump one that I put on my face.
Love this.
Then if I'm going out, I've got some like eye things that you put under your eyes,
Oh,
and they just puff up the eyes.
do you keep them in the fridge?
I do keep them in the fridge.
Yeah.
I will tell you one thing not to do
Oh.
is put them in the same part of the fridge as the cheese.
Oh no, mine's in the door.
Yeah, no, mine was in the door, but somebody put cheese next to it.
Oh,
And
cheesy
they
ice chips?
and you smell like parmesan.
Delicious. Can I just say what I'm loving about this one today is I don't think that men, I know that we're moving much more into that kind of like men are taking care of their bodies and taking care of themselves. But I'm really enjoying the fact that I'm understanding the male beauty regime or the male pampering as well, because I don't think that's being talked enough about. I think this is really like great for those guys out there that kind of don't really know where to start. I think you've provided them with some great starting points.
Just start small. Just start small.
Yeah.
The main thing I started on was like toner, and once again, product will remain things if you know this kind of thing from the back of it. Is then ensuring you have a facial moisturizer with SPF in.
Absolutely.
Hands down. And I know it's not pampering. Well, I always put that on every day in the morning. Even if if I'm not really going out, I always have just built that into my habit.
Does it have zinc in it? Your SPF, that was something I was going to talk about actually. Your SPF must have zinc in it because that's the one that really helps.
Well, the company that makes this is very well known, so I would say yes.
Okay, check the ingredients though, because that's something I picked up from an actual esthetician. And I wasn't using it. I thought my regular, very thin daily moisturizer, SPF 30, SPF 50, I thought I ticked the box. She looked at it, she said there's no zinc in it. So it's really not doing its job as effectively as it could. So
learning something as well. Snail poo, zinc, gotcha.
Yes. I should have become more informed about the snail poo. I do apologise. Somebody listening will know more about it, I'm sure.
Somebody. And like, do you do like, and is there anything like, because before, like, if I'm then going to bed, wash face before bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like not so if I'm pampering myself, I obviously will leave it on and things like that. But if you've had a hard day, wash face and do things like that. Do you do any things overnight?
Yeah, sometimes I'll do the deep conditioner in my hair. Sometimes you can leave face. No, obviously, sorry. How dare I? Yes, if I want to get my lovely locks a bit more kind of like moisturized, I'll leave an overnight moisturizer, like moisturizing conditioner in.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. You could do it here.
I could do it, yeah, on my chest. Yeah.
But I would like to say that I would try an overnight face mask, but unfortunately I'm a bit of a tummy sleeper and I kind of, turn a little bit. So that's just not going to go well. But actually that's another thing that you should really try and do is sleep on your back. It's so much better for the wrinkles on your face because when I wake up, it ain't a pretty sight. There's a lot of kind of weird hair looks and squishy eyes and frowns and all that kind of thing. But if you lay on your back, everything obviously sits and hangs much better, so you don't wake up with such a crumpled face. But I can't do that. I've tried and I can't.
Yeah, no, I use different like overnight things. There's one I will just call it cloud. It's called Cloud Cream. It's a Midnight Recovery Omega Rich Cloud Cream. It feels like you're putting clouds on your face.
Oh, really? And what is it, like a really deep
Deep,
moisture?
thick kind of like overnight thing. They also do one in an oil. And it just helps really enrich your face and really makes it shiny the next day.
You're kind of inspiring me. I think it might be coming around to doing some more of these pamper sessions. Maybe
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
smell.
I love it. Even
Yeah.
like pampering as well is not just face. I also think of like going to get your mani and pedi if you
Oh,
do,
gosh,
going
yes.
to do that. Like,
It's everything, isn't it? Finish off with a massage, perhaps.
yes, I do love a good massage. That can be expensive. Like,
Yes.
yeah. So, but then you can self massage and just actually kind of do some of the
Yeah.
massage balls, and so you can actually find just ways to do it on the cheap as
There
well.
are ways to do it. And I think actually there's something that's kind of like quite pleasing about the fact that it doesn't have to be expensive. Like, yes, of course, everybody would jump at the chance to go and have a spa day, but they are really expensive. If you want to have a massage or a facial or just use facilities, you're looking just shy of $300. But like you said, if you got a partner or a friend can come over and just do the shoulders, and you can go and get all your little bits and pieces. There's quite a lot of fun to be had just shopping for things. They don't have to be expensive.
No.
You can go buddy up with some friends as well and share the products between all of yourselves, whatever you're lacking or whatever you've got.
Even if you want to get a tennis ball and then put it up against the wall and just work it.
Yeah. I've seen like that is supposed to be the golden thing to do because it gets right in between the bits. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, well, I'm excited. I feel very like ready to go and do a pamper session now.
I know.
I've got time out of my week this week to do that.
Well, please do. I'd love to hear that you do. And we'd love to hear if you do as well. Like, what's your pamper secrets? What's your products that you kind of just go, yeah, this is really good. Have you tried snail poo on your face?
I bet
Let us know in the comments. Or any other products you just go, this has just changed my life. We want to hear. Let us know. But make sure you also subscribe to all of our channels on YouTube, our Instagram, and our Facebook. Find us at Random Chats at Dade and Jude. And we will be back soon with another random chat with Dade and Jude. And I'm Dade.
And I'm Jude.
We will chat to you soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye.